Hey Gemini.
Hey Gemini.
You are the last reading for us today until closer to the weekend. We are kicking off Crazy Green week with our first 3 signs. We've already got Aries and Taurus posted. You'll be the last one until life and other things aren't happening for us closer to this weekend. So, Crazy Green read for Gemini. We're pulling in and asking Oz to help us kind of help you determine why maybe the Gemini collective is feeling so out of sorts. We are feeling it in both of our energies, and so we're feeling it in the universe. We know that people are just feeling really restless right now, and chaotic. And so we know that there was a power couple out there that was masterful at managing chaos. Ozzy could create the chaos, and Sharon could be like, so we're going to ask Ozzy to help us interpret a little bit of your chaos, whether it be at work and love, whatever it may be this week for you. And that's where we're at this week. All right, you want to hit us with some 5s as per usual for Gemini, for the Gemini collective. Let's see what you got going on. What is going on? What 5 are you looking at? All right, 5. Your 5 is the 5 of Pentacles. You're feeling isolated, left out, somebody messing with your money, your honey, something like that. Can we ask Oz to get us a little bit of clarification with his major arcana, please?
Yes.
What we got here?
The Emperor.
Ooh, we got an Emperor, but this Emperor's in the upright. Shit, maybe you're the one creating the chaos and putting people out in the cold. For all we know, let's find out. All right, Oz. Can you tell us about this Gemini with his Emperor, his or her Emperor? Because remember, Tarot is really referring more to masculine and feminine. Maybe somebody's got their masculine turned all on here. All right, so why are they working on this 5 of Pentacles this week? This Emperor in the upright. It's a very divine spirit and a masterful one. But you ain't seeing something. Ooh. King of Swords is in the upright. Are you in your head a little bit, or is there a King of Swords coming for you? I don't know. Again, that could be a Queen of Swords, but let's find out a little more. For the Gemini, please. Whew. I don't know why I got told to use these again, but this is what Spirit wants me to do, and I'm only taking one Spirit, so let's hope that was the right one. Ooh, let's see here. Your 10 of Pentacles is going in the upside down. That's unusual. Maybe you're thinking about a new job, huh? I wonder. I feel like people that are pulling their pentacles in the upside down are they're saying, I've had it with my workspace. And you think, woo, okay, 2 of them through. Let's see here, and I'm being told to also put that down. All right, so, yep, this one's thinking about it. You've got a couple things crossing you here. The chariot, you haven't made a decision to move yet. Not yet, but you are heavily thinking about it. And when you do get there, you're going to be doing it speedy, like quick. Okay, interesting. I'm being told leave the rose gold. Leave the rose gold. Okay, this is always, you know what? I feel like this is a messy one. If you want to start playing around with putting those back, I'm going to go ahead and see if we can get any clarifier cards. This is why I struggle to work with that set of cards, but I keep hearing Spirit say, but yet, learn them. Okay. All right. What of this Gemini? Here it is, right there. Yeah, well, you are the King of Wands. You're also an Emperor. So, this is a master of their own domain. Anything else? Yep, 2 of them through. Yeah, they want something new. They're right on the cusp. You are right on the cusp of doing something new. The energies crossing you are the important ones I'm hearing to look out for. You haven't given the chariot the go yet, but you are on the cusp. You are on the cusp. You are tired. You're feeling tired. You know you've got choices. You do. So that's very interesting. Anything else for Gemini? Yeah, everybody in the collectives are feeling the chaoticness of this time to change. Yes. Yep. You want a new Ten of Pentacles. You just haven't given yourself consent to do that quite yet, Gemini. All right. Yep. The Empress says you can if you want. Okay. That's interesting. All right. Let me go ahead and pull some Kipperish for Gemini. All right. They want a new Ten of Pentacles. They want a new way to make money. The new way to fly, don't ya? You want a new way to fly. They're getting sick of the shit. Well, message is crossing you. Probably this message is what's crossing you, unless I miss my guess. And you are protected if you decide to go that route, Gemini. And anything else on this side of the Kipperish? No. Check the other side of the Kipperish for the Gemini. I think this is a Gemini that's just now thinking about it. Yeah, you're thinking about the actual moolah. As we've already said, you're thinking about turning one source of it upside down in order to bring in a new source. And you are protected if you do that. So says Spirit. Woo. You're a high motherfucking viber. It's like, maybe he's like, he or she is like, I need a high motherfucking vibing job. Okay, nothing else in there. You're still in thought. This is a thought for you at the moment. You're thinking about the money and the vibes. The vibes on where you're at aren't quite aligning for you, but you know if you go for it, you will look for something that vibes with you better. So that's the message. Now whoever is in the Gemini collective, they're going to be like, you know, I wasn't, but yeah, I can see this Gemini going, yep. I was thinking maybe I'd keep the matrixy shit going on, but now that I'm thinking a little more on it, I may not be in the high vibinist place that I can be in. All right. Well, let's look at your sacred woundings. You know, I kind of feel like for this Gemini that it's probably going to be about what you're surrounded by. Okay? That you need to work on wounding-wise. There we go. Couple of things. You're in a job where there's a lot of narcissists that you work with. Needing to heal from narcissistic abuse. This came out in the crossways, so that tells me that's the energy line that crosses you. Will show up as cycles of manipulation, control, and devaluation, leading to self-doubt, confusion, and diminished self-worth. It often stems from the abuser's deep insecurity and need for power. They're in a power job. Creating a dynamic that blocks genuine love, trust, and mutual respect. It erodes your sense of self, making you question your worth and reality over time. So if you stick something, if you flip that Ten of Pentacles, and to me, if I'm looking at this guy would know how to flip a Ten of Pentacles and not even think shit about it, if I'm being quite honest. When you decide you're going to go ahead with this chariot and be like, whoosh, you're going to already have something else lined up. This Gemini is strong, powerful. Ooh, you got 3. These two are also crossways for you. Needing to correct self-sabotage patterns will show up as actions or thoughts that quietly undermine your success. I don't know an emperor sitting on a throne that's about to let any mofo meddle around with their own success. Okay? Often operating unconsciously through procrastination or perfectionism. It can keep you repeating limiting behaviors or avoiding opportunities where fear of failure or unworthiness blocks forward movement and progress feels harder than it needs to be. Yeah. I have the feeling if this is you, that's just an underlying run across, but I feel like the Gemini collective are working with or trying to support people that this runs across their line. So an emperor is going to take this by the balls. Let's be honest. Emperors are going to take stuff like that by the balls as soon as they start to detect that and running on their line. Grounding deficit. Okay, will show up as being disconnected from the present moment, leading to confusion, anxiety, or a lack of clarity. That tells me mental health. Emperors in the Gemini collective are working with people that are unable to reground their energy. Mental health things, lots of that. You may struggle with focus, feeling scattered or overwhelmed, as if you're unable to anchor yourself in your reality. It can feel like you are floating through life without footing or a sense of where you're at. These are the three things running across your energy. It's why the chariot is just sitting there going, the emperor's probably going to go, whoosh, new clothes please, new clothes, new job, new everything. Because emperors are always known to be high-vibing motherfuckers. They don't like to meddle around, not for long periods of time. It doesn't take emperors very much time. This emperor seems to be like, let me get the money sorted, as an emperor would do, because emperors sit on the throne, man. They ain't about to give up the throne. So this always comes with the throne, right? It's pentacle related. Woo! This is a very, Gemini has a very strong collective read this week. But Gem, as with everything else, everybody in every collective, every week, no matter what the read is all about, we are going to go ahead and do Illuminati. So, what for the Gemini do we need to know with Illuminati? Ooh, there we go. I'm going to take 2. It's trying to kind of throw 3. Ooh, let's see here. You also got supply chain meltdown. A global supply chain collapse is underway, but within chaos lies opportunity. This is the time to reestablish local networks, okay? Barter and trade, reconnect with your community, and focus on self-sufficiency. Well, let me tell you something. An emperor does exactly that anyway. So this emperor is already like,
Ozzy.
you know what? This community, I ain't feeling it. All right, the other thing you got is civil unrest. The playbook is simple. Inflame differences, push outrage, and let the people tear themselves apart while new systems slide into place.
Wow.
Guess what? An emperor is going to see that shit from miles and miles and miles away, and they're going to already be like, do I want to work for Darth or do I want to work on Obi? Let me think here. Which lightsaber color do I like better? Am I blue or am I red? Yeah. Emperor's going to start feeling that, and you've literally got your chariot sitting at the ready position. I think it's just a matter of time before the emperor's like, new clothes, please. I love this read for whoever that's for. All right, baby, do you want to pull this emperor that needs the new groove a card?
Yes.
Let's see, you're doing the spirit.
Yes. Native spirit.
Oh, I think I've got, do I have names? Oh, I do. I was going to say, it's been a minute since you pulled it, so.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a minute since you pulled it. Okay.
Are you saying it's been a minute since I've pulled it? Is that like 10 minutes ago?
It would be 10 minutes ago. Sweat lodge.
Sweat lodge.
Emperor needs to go into the sweat lodge.
Emperor needs to have a little bit of a... All right. Card meaning is cleanse yourself, body, mind, and soul. Purify, clutter clear. Let go of objects and relationships that no longer serve you. Purify your body. Go within, meditate, talk to the Creator, give thanks. Your native spirit wants you to know sweat lodges are small dome structures covered with skins, blankets, or mud in which very hot stones are placed in the center. Water is poured over the stones so that hot steam arises from the rocks. Thus, the sweat lodge with its hot steam is used for purification ceremonies as well as a place to commune with the divine. This card shows you to tell you that it's time to clear out the clutter in your life. Sometimes clutter can be things in your closet that you don't love or use, but sometimes clutter can be outmoded relationships or habits that no longer serve you. The clearer your inner and outer space becomes, I feel like we're giving an outer space message to this Emperor this week, the easier it will be to hear the sweet messages from your own soul, the journey. Sometimes this card chooses you when it's time to do some physical detoxification. Oh, pretty sure we talked about that. I think these these sacred wounding cards, you got to detoxify. Gemini. Right there. Fast for a day, drink green juices, clear out some clutter, love it, use it, or get rid of it. Even one small item can make a difference. So I think this is really trying to tell you it's more about clearing out something that you literally are standing. You've got the manifestation, fella. And where did the other guy go? I've picked him up so many times. There he is. You've got these two standing at the ready, just waiting for you to clear out what you know is no longer fulfilling to you. All you got to do is, because you're an emperor, you can do that. All right, that was pretty cute. Mm-hmm. All right, do you want to throw some numbers for the emperor?
Yeah.
Got some strong Geminis out there. We've got 3, 4, and 2. So yeah, 2, 3, and 4, they're going to be going on something new. And then they've also got double zeros. Whoever this is, they may be 34, they may be 32. I think they're definitely in their 30s. And then we've got the moon. So, and actually this is at where the current moon is setting at. And then we also have a relationship to, that's Cancer. To Cancer. Your yoga die says you should do some actual yoga. That is crazy.
Sweat lodges.
Sweat lodges and yoga. Get it out. You know what? I think that if this emperor pulls the trigger on that chariot, pentacles or not pentacles, I think they are going to have to do. I really think that this is because this is what's crossing your energy line. Definitely that sweat lodge, the yoga, meditation, getting that stuff out of your system. Maybe even do some really heavy meditations, things like that before you start the new job. Even if you know you're pulling that trigger, get the old stuff out. All right, we have the heart. It's the heart with the peace sign. But it was also kind of at a cross angle for you. So, yeah, this one's not feeling great about the job, I don't think. We have an L that was upside down in reverse and an R that is right side up. Okay. The unicorn. Yours is in the upright. You're magical. You are, this person is a badass. So says Oz. So say you. Mm-hmm. This person knows what they're doing. Yeah. You may have a relationship to Scorp that could be one of your signs. I don't know. It could be somewhere in your birth chart. If you don't know what all's in your birth chart, check out, I want to say it's astralcafe.com. They'll do a complete birth chart for you for free. Okay? All right, that's all we've got for you. Oh, actually, that's not true. They need a chakra. We almost forgot your chakra. We don't want to forget which chakra you need to realign. Although I have the feeling if you're being told sweat lodge, it's probably all of them. We'll pull a main one though. Okay, so this is, creativity. It is also about, so this is the sacral chakra. This says to realign. So it's all about creativity, sexuality, in emotional behaviors. Exactly what we said here. You're not working in the greatest of place for an emperor to be. Emperor needs new clothes. That's what I'm titling this bad boy, because that's what Gemini needs to do. All right, this is our last read for the next couple of days. We will see you all again, and we will continue on with crazy green readings over the weekends. We hope you all have phenomenal remainder of your week.
Yep.
Love you
Have
all.
a good day.
Bye.
Bye.